Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 5 Levels of Dumb. And of course, today we have quite a few dumb things to go over. And once again, just opening up TikTok, you just see that is a pure cesspool of just insanity and woke, just mob mentality. But before we get into that, I need to put y'all onto our website, Titus, myself, and Phil's website, smithbrospodcast.com. Please go here and subscribe to our newsletter. This is the best way to stay up to date with all that we're doing with events that we'll be at, places we can meet you and whatnot. This is the best place to do it. So please subscribe. And just in case anything ever happens to us, you will always be able to contact us here and stay up to date with what we're doing on the day-to-day. Also, go to our Rumble. Make sure to subscribe. We are uploading all of our Smith Bros content onto Rumble. It's just, the free speech platform. We can also say everything that we want to say without the fear of being canceled. And without further ado, let's get into these 5 levels. And guys, I just, once again, there's kind of a theme throughout this thing, kind of not as much as the last time, but there's kind of a theme you'll see in this. And honestly, I just get so frustrated. Like, yes, I enjoy bringing these topics to you because I want you to see and understand how crazy this world is. But I also get very frustrated seeing this stuff. It's very infuriating how crazy this world is getting. But this first topic, this first level of dumb is insane. But you've probably heard this before. It's going to be a Jordan Peterson clip reacting to this insane. Just take a look, guys. Let's just take a look at this. Here we go.
American philosopher Beyonce knows.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry. Before he says anything else, he just called Beyonce an American philosopher. I just wanted y'all to hear that. I'm going to replay it. Take a look at this right here.
American philosopher Beyonce knows said that.
Notice the crowd laugh, but he didn't even smirk. He didn't smile. He genuinely believes that. But continuing on.
It has been said that racism is so American that if you challenge racism, you look like you're challenging America. We are challenging inequality. We are challenging the refusal to see me as an individual. When we overcome that, have at it. We're all on equal plane.
I just no. I'm sorry, that's just not true, right? Racism is so American that when you attack racism, it seems like you're attacking America. No, that's such bull. I'm just I live my life. I do what I do as a black person, and my race has not stopped me in any way, shape, or form. I still love America. I celebrate America with so many white people, so many Hispanic people, so many, it doesn't matter. And race does not matter. It's the idea that racism is so entwined with being an American is just complete bull. That's just I just heard him say that and it irked me. And then I don't know who this guy is, but has this platform. I'm sure he has some kind of business. I'm not going to assume all this stuff, but he's on this platform with other intellectuals. Why is he using this platform to tell the people that being black, or being an American, you're associated with being a racist? How is that helping black people, and how is that helping society move forward? It doesn't make sense. We're gonna keep watching this video, but that just really made me so upset. I needed to say something, but continue watching here.
I think it's quite good.
This is good. The pot is getting stirred here.
So I've got a couple of questions.
So let's your side spoke. So I'm going to go to Jordan, then to you.
Let's
Michelle.
assume for a moment that I've benefited from my white privilege. Okay, so let's assume that. That's fine. That's what you would say. So, so let's say here. Let's get precise about this. Okay.
Was that very individual of you?
Let's get precise about this. Okay.
Let's get precise.
To what degree is my present level of attainment or achievement a consequence of my white privilege? And I don't mean sort of. I mean, do you mean 5%? Do you mean 15%? Do you mean 25%? Do you mean 75%? And what do you propose I do about it? How about a tax? How about a tax that's specialized for me so that I can...
First of all, we're going to keep watching, but I love how Jordan Peterson is let's get precise. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. What exactly are you talking about? Step by step, prove it to me. Don't just throw out these words. Prove to me how my white privilege has helped me in life. I love that about Jordan. Let's keep going.
An account for my damn privilege.
Also, let me know where you guys are from. We're not getting a lot of comments coming in right now. Usually I can interact a little bit more. Let me know where you guys are from, where you're watching from. I'm going to rewind a little bit, but keep watching. Take a look.
How about a tax that's like specialized for me so that I can account for my damn privilege,
You're
so that I
talking
can
great
stop
shit right
hearing
now.
about it? Now, let's get precise about one.
He wants, okay. He thinks that it's a good idea for white people to be taxed for their privilege. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you're actually wanting to help people, how is taxing a specific group of people in America helping America as a whole? How is that gonna help? This guy makes me so mad, and everything he says is just so smug, just trying to make Jordan Peterson look bad, not actually trying to, tackle the issue that is racism in America. But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Another thing, okay? We'll get precise about one other thing. Now,
Precise.
yeah, precise, yes. And so, if we can agree, and we haven't, that the left can go too far, which it clearly can, then how would my worthy opponents precisely define when the left that they stand for has gone too far? You didn't like equity, equality of outcome. I think that's a great marker. But if you have a better suggestion and won't sidestep the question, so let's figure out how I can dispense with my white privilege, and so that you can tell me when the left has gone too far, since they clearly can. And that's what this debate is about political correctness. It's about the left going too far. And I think it's gone too far in many ways. And I'd like to figure out exactly how and when, so the reasonable left could make its ascendance again and we could quit all this nonsense.
American.
Bring back the reasonable left. Yes, Jordan Peterson hit the nail on the head there. Just when you ask a liberal to break down their argument, to give me the step-by-step how this equals racism, how I have white privilege, once you start asking them the questions how and why, they break down and they can't answer. This guy, after he said what he said to begin with, and Jordan Peterson said, let's get precise, immediately he's just like, and just started making jabs. That's all he could do, because if he just starts thinking for a second, he's like, oh, maybe what I was saying actually doesn't make sense. And this is why this makes me so mad, because people like him are on CNN and on all these woke platforms spewing this nonsense about racism being so American that the majority, not majority, that the people that are listening take what he says and believe it and run with it. And they think it's true. It makes me so infuriated, and it's setting black people back. It's not helping us go forward. It's teaching us that, okay, in America, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you are, there are going to be racists out there that hate you. Racism is too a part of this culture that it really doesn't matter what you try to do. You're always going to experience it. It's just giving a negative outlook to black people, and it doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. It says, Stronger Made says, get rid of political correctness. It's just a way to silence people. Absolutely. I'm so sick of people being politically correct. My goodness, couldn't get that out. The First Amendment, you should be able to say, whatever it is that you want to say, with obviously, threatening someone's life and, proving that you can is one thing, but you should just be able to say whatever you want without the consequences of, hate speech and all that stupid stuff. But this is the fifth level of dumb. I think people like him are hurting society, but hurting black people especially, not helping them progress and move forward, not teaching them what they did or other successful black people have done to make it out of the place that they are. They want them to stay oppressed, stay with this negative mindset of, oh, everyone hates me, racism is so prevalent. Like, it's not helping. Imagine your entire life, all you ever hear is someone telling you what you can't do and how everyone around you hates you. How do you think that's gonna, help your psyche? How is it going to affect you? Probably not in a good way. You're probably going to grow up thinking, wow, everyone hates me and I'm always going to be oppressed. That's exactly what people like him and woke liberals do when they tell black people that they are oppressed. They're in a society of people that hate them, and being an American is synonymous with being a racist. It's so stupid, and people like him should not, I think everyone should have a platform, but he's actually damaging to society and to black people as a whole. It's infuriating. But y'all, that is the number 5, fifth level of dumb. We're gonna keep going because there's a lot of topics to cover and a lot of just dumb stuff going on. But here we go. Number 4. Honestly, guys, I've never watched this show. I'm just scrolling through TikTok and I see this, and I'm just like, this is like to a T like what woke liberals expect, how they expect us to react. And this is like, an outward expression of how liberals react. Liberals name to just like woke ideologies and whatnot. Liberals get very loud and obnoxious, and they don't always resort to violence. But this is a funny clip of South Park. I'm gonna show this to y'all. Let me pull it up here. There it is. This is just it's a funny clip, but honestly, it's scary because this is like low key real. Just take a look.
Oh, you seem to have dropped something, PC Principal. What's this? Why, this is a little boy's underwear. Why, this is Butter's underwear.
What?
That's
PC Principal, you have Butter's underwear and now... Oh my gosh, it's got your DNA all over it. This certainly doesn't look good for you. I don't need to tell anyone about this. No, I think we have an understanding. Capiche?
What did you just say?
You mean about keeping your dick out?
Capiche? You're associating Italian Americans to intimidation tactics?
Oh.
You better watch your microaggressions, bro.
I hate with such a strong passion the term microaggression. It makes me infuriated. What are you talking about microaggression? He says capiche. That's been a thing that we've said in our culture, I think in every in American culture, black, white, whatever, for so long. Capiche. Like, you understand? Like, that's been the thing. And this guy is like, are you using this Italian mic? Like, oh, this makes me so mad. I can't remember word for word what he said, but they're gonna keep seeing the stuff he says. It makes me so mad. But we got collective mindset saying, "Yup, King DD, love your channel. Thank you so much, King. Appreciate you." Strong Mermaid. Black History Month is coming. All anyone is going to hear about is, oh, poor black people. Honestly, I'm not excited for Black History Month. I don't think it should be a thing because Black history is American history. Morgan Freeman said it best. I agree with him in that aspect. Martha says, LMAO, people who say America is the most racist clearly never lived outside of America. Also, my father is Afro-Cuban, but never brought up race, just taught me be respectful. Thank you, Martha. Yes, just be respectful. Your race has nothing to do with how successful you can be. I think success is 100% a product of your environment growing up, and that's why having a mother and the father in the household is so important, and it's necessary because that's the number one statistic to success. And the woke liberal left is doing everything they can to destroy the nuclear family, which, you know, and in the process making all these divisive arguments like, oh, black people are oppressed, oh, LGBTQ, like all this stupid stuff. They don't care about successful people. They want robots that they control. Strong Mermaid says, not about the successful business and things. Martha, they use race as an a scapegoat from other problems. It's recession, not progression. I wholeheartedly agree with everything you guys are saying. Let's keep taking a look at this clip. Honestly, it just gets worse as it goes on, but you're gonna see this, and the principal guy, you're gonna see like is a woke, far left woke extremist. Just keep watching.
Okay, look, you don't want to end up like the spokesman for Subway, do you?
Did you just use a term that excludes women from an occupation?
Okay, let's back up.
Ah! Did you just say spokesman instead of spokesperson when women are just as capable of selling sandwiches as anyone? Are you purposefully trying to use words that assert your male privilege?
No, I'm sorry, I was just trying to frame you for raping Butters.
Do you think Italian Americans and women are less important?
Oh, God.
You dare to use words that alienate two communities of people who have to deal with verbal biases like yours on a daily basis?
Yeah. You can't tell me that's not a leftist. Like you know you've seen people react like this to insane stuff like that. Like you even hear in Congress, people are saying spokesperson instead of a spokesman, you know, madam, whatever. It's just spokesperson. It's so infuriating, the woke mindset of, oh, now there's no man or woman, or we can't assume. It infuriates me. And this is a funny South Park clip, but honestly what I think they're doing is they're like trying to make fun of how dumb this is. This character, apparently this is all he does. I think there's someone on TikTok who their whole thing is just like making fun of like the what do they do? They're just like defending woman, like, how dare you say that a woman isn't capable of doing yada yada yada, and it's clearly satire, and that's his whole account. That's pretty much the embodiment of this principal guy based on just a little bit of research I've seen, because I don't watch South Park. I don't know anything about it. But this is how woke liberals are. They're like, you say one thing, one triggering thing. I mean, honestly, what this guy was trying to do is horrible. I don't know the context of the situation, but this is extreme. If you disagree or say something that's potentially triggering like spokesmen, versus spokesperson, immediate trigger. How dare you exclude a demographic of people, woman, yada yada yada. And there's so many examples of this, but it's infuriating because you can't speak. All the language that you've learned your entire life is now racist. It's transphobic. It's all these stupid, insane things because woke liberals are pushing their agenda and they just accept us or expect us to accept this, and it's absolutely infuriating. Honestly, I'm sick of this. I'm over this topic. We're gonna go on to number 3. Gosh, this makes me so mad. But you're gonna see there's a lot of stuff in common this episode. Number goodness, I honestly am even hesitant to play this clip just because how much it makes me mad. But we're gonna push it. We're gonna push through. You guys need to see. This is just woke liberals. Like honestly, I open up TikTok and I just see woke liberals every day. And honestly, this show is just becoming like a react to TikTok, the 5 dumbest things you've seen on TikTok today. But this makes me so angry. Let's just, honestly, and you guys are gonna sit through it with me. I'm gonna force you to sit through this insane BS. But without further ado, we're gonna pull this clip up if I can find it. Here we go. Take a look, y'all. This is an abortion argument. This person is holding a or she's at a college campus and she's talking about pro-life arguments, trying to keep people from murdering their children. And there is a whole woke leftist group that came up and they were being very disruptive throughout her entire presentation. But this is one of those people going up to specifically attack this person, and she wanted to ask a question, but you'll see what happens as a result of that. Here we go. Take a look.
It's disgusting. And the fact that you can come over here and have an entire career
Are
based
you
off
done
of
with your
this, and
question?
I'm not done speaking. And then you can sit here
You're
in
supposed to ask
front
a
of my
question.
friend who was a victim of rape and say that she should have that baby. It's disgusting. And you should be damn ashamed of yourself. And I don't believe that. And I'm not going to fight until people like you do not have a place to come on here on my campus that I paid a school to go to and spew your fucking lies.
Well, I believe in the
So she's gonna say I believe in the First Amendment, but she's saying that the woke, crazy, insane person is saying she is going to fight because she believes that abortion is a fundamental right for women, and that women should be able to abort their children if they want to, because she believes that anyone that disagrees should not be able to speak and shouldn't be able to have that opinion on her campus because she pays to be there. And it is a deeply or it's just a disgusting mindset to have, and she's going to do everything in her power to cancel those people and not allow them to have a voice. That is just a horrible mindset to have. If you disagree with me, then you shouldn't have the right to speak. You shouldn't have the right to have a voice. It's insane. And this is the woke left mentality. It's like, if you disagree with me, honestly, you shouldn't exist, which is horrible. And she's just showing how just like not even closed minded, just how like delusional her thought process is, because people disagree. And this argument is it's there's nuance to it. It's very intense. But at the end of the day, like they use the arguments that it's not alive because it's in the womb. It's not true. It's been disproven that it is alive. I don't know how many, like 2 to 5 weeks there's a heartbeat or something like that, and even before then it's living. They keep changing the argument because they want to abort their children. But I just can't stand it. And you said here, strong made. Please don't get angry. Just openly call it out, liberals. Yes, honestly, I'm not. I'm upset, but it's not like I'm angry now. I'm gonna react and do something insane. It's just like seeing this. It's upsetting to see how like far the world is going, like how crazy it's getting over the years. It's frustrating seeing this because like 10 years ago, like the world wasn't like this. Like you could think that abortion's okay. All right, y'all. True, and we're back. I don't know what just happened. That is insane, but we're back. Yeah, Joey, I am great. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing good. I don't know what just happened there, but we just disconnected. The camera went out, but we're back. Joey says their goal is to brainwash 2 generations. They want to demonize straight people. Joey, yeah, I was liking, but I hope I'm good. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope everything's fine now. Ken Ames, The Watcher Chronicles, what a name. All of you missed the true point of overturning R. V. Wade. The reason John Roberts allowed it to be overturned is because it was a roadblock to vaccine mandates, so it had to be thrown under the bus. Interesting. I don't know how that correlates, but if you can explain that, I'd love to hear it. I've not heard that. I don't understand how it would affect vaccine mandates, but if you can explain that to me, that'd be a great topic of conversation that we can cover at another time. That's interesting. I've never heard that. Ken, I'm just gonna call you Ken because you have a very long name. But let's continue watching this video, and hopefully we have no more interruptions like we had before. Here we go.
In the First Amendment, do you believe in the First Amendment?
Do you?
Do you believe in the First Amendment? I've allowed you to sit here and scream at me for an hour and a half.
I'm saying I don't believe that you should have the right to take
things.
away my access to a clean, safe abortion as a human right. I have the right to have the autonomy over my own body. You have the right to your autonomy over your own body. We both get knocked up, have sex, both of us pregnant. You want to abort it? You don't want to abort it? Your decision. If I want to abort it, I'm gonna fucking do that.
Okay.
So who are you to sit here
Yeah,
and
so
tell
I don't
me
want to own a slave,
that-
but you want to own a slave. Am I supposed to just sit around and say that?
Do not sit here in front of a microphone and compare owning a
Hold up. She just spit bars there. She flipped her argument on her, and she didn't like that. She said, if I want the right to a clean and safe abortion, first of all, there's no such thing as a clean and safe abortion because every abortion ends in the termination of a child. But she said, if I want the right to it and I want to have a clean and safe abortion, I should. If you don't, go ahead. Don't do it. That's fine. There's no difference. Actually, the abortion's probably worse. Not to knock down slavery. Slavery sucked and a lot of people died. But the people got to live. Black people got to live. Her argument is she just flipped it on her. She said, okay, well, if you want the right to have a slave, that should be fine. But if I don't want it, then, that's fine too. No, obviously slavery is wrong. It's horrible. No one should have owned slaves. Just like abortion is horrible, and over 60 million babies since the time abortion was allowed in this country, 60 million babies have died. Those were living beings. And you want to know something? You want to know something amazing? The Black community is about 13% in this country, but also at the same time, voice crack. At the same time, Black people were at 13% when abortion, like 12% when abortion went into place. Black people are also the majority of people having abortions. If abortion never came into place, Black people would no longer be the minority people in this country. Like, it would be closer to half at this point. 50 years later, it'd be closer to half. But Margaret Sanger, one of the most hateful people in this country, hated Black people with a passion, and she came up with Planned Parenthood, abortion, and all that. And Black people and so many other people have been deceived into thinking that it is a right. But this lady had a great argument. It's the exact same thing. If you think that because you believe something's okay and I don't believe it's okay, that we should both, be able to coexist. No, because if abortion is in fact murder, it's no longer a argument of, oh, I want to have it because of my circumstance, so I should be able to. No, you're terminating life. And that is the whole pro-life movement. It's not just getting rid of something in your body. No, it's not like getting rid of a tumor or a parasite. It's ending a life, because it is alive, but you also know it will be a child, like a full-grown, out of the womb child by the end of the 9 months. It's insane. And I think the people know it. I just think they're so desensitized to the fact that this is part of our society and it is a convenience thing. Like, they can be as promiscuous as they want. They can sleep around as much as they want and not have to worry about it, because even if Plan B doesn't work, even if the birth control doesn't work and the condom doesn't work, at the end of the day, we can still have an abortion. That's what it's truly about. It's not about, they say the rape argument, which is horrible, horrible, horrible. I hate the fact that it happens. And those people, honestly, this is what I think. I think rapists should be castrated and thrown in jail for the rest of their lives. Death is a mercy to them. I don't think they should have that. Rapists are evil and disgusting. Two wrongs don't make it right, though. I'm sorry. Like if having the child, like keeping the child is so hard for you, put it up for adoption. There's so many people that are wanting to adopt in this country. Um, it's just like 9 months of suffering for the potential lifetime of happiness you're bringing that child because you didn't abort it. There's no justification in my opinion. Like I understand that it's hard that happening to you. It's disgusting, and I'm sorry it did, but terminating that child didn't choose, to be born. That child didn't choose for that to be conceived in that way, but it was. Two wrongs don't make a right. Abortion, I believe, is murder. And this person and the left, they will refuse to acknowledge that it's life. Anyways, Joey says exactly. Joey again. Ken Ames hit the nail. Bill Gates' parents created and also funded Planned Parenthood. Ken says, thus with more what Draki, I don't know, even an mRNA vaccines looming on the horizon, the right for us to have sovereignty over our own bodies had to be absolved. Interesting. I need to know more about that. Storm or a strong mermaid. I think it's like 85% of women who have an abortion end up miserable and on antidepressants. That's another thing about this whole abortion thing that no one wants to talk about. The post-abortion mentality of these women. So many of them regret it. No one wants to talk about the regret statistics, but so many women after having it have just been like, I just made the worst mistake of my life. And then like even they regret it after, but then 5 years down the line, they're still thinking, what if? 10 years down the line, they're still thinking, what if? And it's horrible to the psyche. Even the people that were fighting, marching on the streets for abortion to be a right, the people that actually went through with it, so many, I'm dare I say a majority of them regret it. But I just want to go back to this person like throwing rape out there and just being so frustrated and angry about rape. As horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. I'm not justifying it. I'm not belittling it. It's disgusting. It's less than 1% of the abortion cases. Most of them, I think 95%, if not more, are out of convenience because they didn't want to have the child. That's the reality of the abortion statistics. And I don't even think this should be a case, but if we were to say, okay, in the scenarios in which a woman was raped, she can have an abortion. If we were to say that, the same people that are using the abortion argument to justify having an abortion, if we were to say that to them, they would be like, well, also it's not about about rape. They don't care. They don't truly care about the rape statistic. They just want to have abortions as a convenience to them because they want to continue to be promiscuous and live a nasty lifestyle. That's what it is at the heart of it. And this woman, oh my goodness, I can't stand how angry she gets. We're gonna keep watching the video, but I had to stop and say, because this is absolutely insane, and that whole argument infuriates me. What if what if it's incest rape? Right, like incest. I think incest is even less, but even so, like I know it's disgusting, and it's like possible that or likely that the person will have issues, like mental issues or whatever, or deformities and whatnot if they're born. To say that death is better than life, I think is horrible. I think it's a horrible way to look at it. Just because someone is born with a disability doesn't mean they don't deserve to live or deserve to be alive. I think that's a very like horrible mindset to have, because we talk about, especially this group of people talk about like fighting for disabled and people with mental illness so much. To say that because because they could have a horrible or not disease, a horrible deformity or just issues because they were born from that means they shouldn't live. I think that doesn't make sense, and I think it's hypocritical. It's like it's wrong, it's horrible, but it's still life, and I think every life is precious, regardless of how it's conceived. But still, the person that committed the crime needs to be in prison, castrated for the rest of their lives. I'm just saying that's my take. It might be an extreme one, but I'm sticking to it. I believe it. I think that all life is precious, and to abort anything is horrible. Let's continue on with this video, though. This woman just gets crazier.
Explain to me, you white. You have no idea to sit here and say this to me.
Ma'am, that is the argument you just made.
No, it's not.
This is
No, it is
absolutely
not. That is
the
your incorrect interpretation. That is a logical fallacy.
That is
You
the
think you can
argument.
sit here and go ring around the
Ma'am, that
rosy
is
with
the
me?
argument. Are you done with your question? Because you asked me like
You
three
haven't
things.
answered anything. You've actually
You
just
haven't
made a
let me-
I just want to point that she went up for a question, and in the minute and 20 seconds we've been watching, she has not asked a question. But continuing on.
and it completely deterred my argument in a
you can
completely
sit
different
down,
way.
I can
Oh,
answer
do
your
you think that you
question.
can own a sleeve? If I want to own a sleeve, can I own a sleeve? How can you sit here with a straight face and say that to me? How is you not embarrassed
Okay,
of
can
yourself?
you let me answer your question? How can you sit here and deny biology?
How can you sit here and deny biology? I'm gonna ask you the same question.
Do you want me to answer your questions? If you will sit down, I will answer your question.
I'm gonna stand right here and I want you
well,
to
then you
tell
guys
me
stop
how
talking
you think it's
so I can
okay
answer
to
your
compare
question.
owning a slave to having an abortion. It
Yes.
is not even in the same ballpark.
Yes, because
Black people were not seen as people in this country.
yes,
they were
just like what you've
enslaved.
done time and time again tonight to an unborn.
I don't think she understands what she just said. Excuse me. She said black people were not seen as people in this country. What do you think a fetus is seen as in this country? According to the left, a fetus is a clump of cells. A fetus is not a life. It's seen as less than a person. Just worse than black people, because black people at least they had at least they weren't just simply murdered. I mean, there were a lot of black people murdered, but not all of them were just murdered because they needed them for convenience. These people that advocate for abortion, every abortion ends in the life or in the termination of a child. Every single one ends in the termination of a child. So she doesn't understand what she's saying. She doesn't see how she's being a hypocrite in what she's saying, and it's so infuriating. And honestly, we can like drag out this clip so long because it just continues to get worse and worse. But this is the woke left's arguments with abortion. They use the extremes to justify, just having what they want. And just like the extremes happen, the extremes are real, but it's such a small percentage. And like I said before, if we allowed those things, they would still fight for abortions for all women because they think it's a fundamental right. But it's wrong. And with this whole like scenario, she came up to ask a question. That's what she came up for, but she didn't ask a question. She just wanted to yell at her and say how frustrated she is with her for being pro-life. And she's just screaming. Like this is the woke left's thing. They won't have discussion. They won't have open dialogue. They will scream at you and tell you you're a horrible person until you submit to their way of doing things. And it's disgusting. It's infuriating. But we're gonna go ahead and go on to the second level of dumb. And honestly, all of these are just insane. And I can't with these woke people, but we're gonna push on and get through it, y'all. Number 4. I can't with just how we keep pushing the envelope, how we allow these people to think the way that they do. We're talking about furries for this next segment, and we talked a little bit about this last time with the person that bought a $15,000 dog costume to live their lifelong dream of being a dog. We talked about that last time. If you didn't see that, check it out on last episodes, in episode 6, I believe, of the 5 levels of dumb. It's insane. Enabling furries, I think, is just we've opened up Pandora's box. Someone said it last episode. We've opened it up. And once they say once you open Pandora's box, you can never shut it. I'm hoping we do. I'm hoping we can. I hope this isn't we don't fully accept this as norm. I know some schools are allowing litter boxes to be in schools because there are kids that think they're cats, but I think enough people are fighting against it that it won't stick. I'm hoping. But today we're talking about, if you've seen Matt Walsh's documentary, What is a Woman, you've seen this person. But there's a person that believes that they are a wolf, or their spirit is that of a wolf. And we're gonna go ahead and just watch this clip. But yeah, no, this is insane. We're not gonna act like this is normal, but continuing on, let's watch this clip, y'all.
Naya Okami may look like a human, but she identifies as a wolf. And she joins us now live from her home in Seattle to tell us more. Hi, Naya.
Hi,
Thank you for joining us today.
Of course they live in Seattle. Of course.
So this started at the age of 10 with dreams. So explain the process here. What's happened?
So I am a British Columbia wolf therianthrope. So it started with dream shifting. So that's when I had a dream of myself as a British Columbia wolf, and I could view myself in some of these dreams. Like I could actually see myself sort of as an observer. And in some of these dreams, I was, acting as a wolf. So this sort of happened originally. It came from watching the anime Wolf's Rain. I'm just like, oh my.
Oh my goodness. Don't ruin it for the anime people. First of all, I like anime. I've never seen that one, but I do. But you watched an anime and you shaped your whole life around it. She's a British Columbian Wolfarian, I think, or something like that is what he or she. I don't know because they're also transgender. And honestly, it's getting harder to tell if they're male or female because all of their voices sound the same. I think this is a guy originally transitioning into a woman, now a wolf. But yeah, no, they watched an anime and they had dreams about wolves in themselves. You know how many insane dreams I've had where I'm literally like Batman or Superman or something like that. I didn't go out the next day trying to jump off buildings and fight crime because I had a dream about it or watch an anime about it. Like, how insane is that? These people back in the day were put in mental institutions because it's like, yeah, you watched it, you liked it, you might have really liked this character, you might have really liked this animal, but that doesn't mean you are that thing. Like, yeah, like this people that think like this actually need help, and I think us enabling them is making this problem so much worse. But what the heck? Yeah, we oh my god, accepting this behavior is accepting pure insanity. You are a human being physically, you spiritual, whatever you want to say. And honestly, these people, like, you're gonna continue saying they're gonna talk about spiritual weird stuff. But what even is the spiritual thing you're talking about? Most of these people aren't Christians, so they don't believe that there's a spirit living in a body or whatever. So what is this? My spirit is that of a wolf, my spirit is that of a cat. What the heck does that mean? Like, all these people that call themselves furries, transgenders, whatever, they can't truly know what it's like to be a cat, a dog, a mouse, giraffe, whatever, because you aren't that thing. You've only seen it, so all you can do is intimidate and try to be like that thing, but you're never gonna know what it's like to be that thing because you're not that thing. The only thing you can know how to be is what you are born as a human being, whether that's male or female. That's it. There's nothing else. And I think this is absolutely insane, and accepting this behavior is damaging. I like, we're gonna talk about this. They say, them being like this isn't hurting anyone, but yes, it is. We talked about this a little bit last time. You're absolutely hurting someone. You're hurting yourself, your mental state. You're also hurting all the people that see this because this person is now an influencer because they've been promoted from all these different avenues. Um, People are gonna see this. Children are gonna see this, and they're gonna see this and maybe accept it themselves and be a part and buy into this delusion. That is what's happening. You are hurting the mental state of younger generations when you say, I am a wolf, I'm a cat, I'm a dog. When you say you're all these things and people see that and think, oh, is he being serious? Is she being serious? Oh, maybe I can be a dinosaur. Maybe I can. No, you can't. You can only be what you were born as. And the fact that I even have to say that is insane. What has this world gone to? I can't do this. We're gonna keep watching this video. It just keeps getting worse. But here we go. Take a look. I did not mean to.
Oh my gosh, like somehow this wolf is me. It was kind of this automatic association. And then I went from that to kind of looking more about actual wolves, real life wolves. And the more and more I looked at, the more and more I began to identify sort of in that way.
Okay, so you say that you identify as otherkintherian. Can you explain to us what that means?
Of course. So a Therian is somebody who believes that they are a non-human animal on a personal, integral level. Now, this isn't to say that we're delusional. I don't physically believe that I'm a wolf. It's more of like a spiritual and psychological identification as a wolf. So I'm completely.
I'm sorry. It's a spiritual and psychological identification as a wolf. What the heck does that mean? What on God's green earth does psychologically and spiritually identifying as a wolf mean? What does that mean? You can't just say stuff and expect us to just be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. No, what does it mean to psychologically and spiritually identify as a wolf? other than seeing it and try to imitate it, running in the woods howling? Like, what does it mean to spiritually identify as that? It doesn't mean anything other than I want to play make pretend, and I like this thing so much that I've bought into this delusion. And you saying you're not delusional is funny because you absolutely are. You're buying into the delusion that if you act enough like something, that means you are it. That's not true. You're not. You're never going to be a wolf. You are a man. I believe. I think so. It's hard to tell. I can't do this. And I didn't realize this was a 7-minute clip. We're not going to watch all of that. That's insane. But yeah, we are 40 minutes in and we still have one more thing to cover. We're just going to go ahead and cover this last topic. But no, you're not a wolf. And you are damaging people. You're damaging society as a whole when you start accepting delusion as reality. It's horrible, and it's horrible for all the children that might see it. But this last topic I think is so funny and so ironic because this trans community is so accepting, and you would think that most establishments, we're talking about workout facilities specifically with this one, would accept the delusion that someone might be Jill Marie. Hey, Auntie Jill, how you doing? Oh my goodness, Auntie Jill joined the live. But you would think that that most establishments would accept. There's an all-woman gym. We're just gonna straight up say there's an all-woman gym that's not accepting a transgender male or a transgender woman into their gym, which I think is funny because most places you would think would. And I think there's one factor that plays a key part in as to why this person is or isn't accepted. But we're gonna go ahead and take the look at this video. I thought this was hilarious and ironic watching this, but y'all take a look and tell me what you think. Here we go.
28-year-old Bridget Klein Simpson has identified as a woman for years, and she wants to get into better shape, so she went to the Bodyworks Gym for Women in Parksville for a membership. Klein Simpson says she was initially welcomed, but after one workout, she was informed she was not allowed at the women's only gym.
Saying, sorry, we made a mistake. You're not actually allowed to be here, but you're more than welcome to use the co-ed facility. And I kind of just hung up because I was extreme devastated. I mean, there's really no other word for it.
Yeah, y'all are supposed to be convinced that that's a woman, by the way. Just in case you didn't know, you're supposed to be convinced that that is indeed a woman. We're going to keep going, though.
Klein Simpson changed her gender and name legally close to 2 years ago, and she's been on hormone replacement therapy for more than 3 years. She says she wants to work out at a women's only gym where she will feel comfortable, unlike her experiences at gyms while in university.
I didn't quite understand why that was like uncomfortable because I didn't know I was trans at the time. I still thought I was a guy as well. But it was just important to me to like be in a place that would be like explicitly accepting, like, you are a woman, you can, you're allowed to be here.
The gym's owner says members have a diversity of sexual identities, but he believes Klein Simpson would fit better at their co-ed gym where there are gender neutral change rooms.
All right. And we can watch more of this in a second. But I believe there is one reason alone why this transgender person wasn't accepted in this all-woman gym, especially a gym known for accepting all sexual identifications. And I think it's insanely funny. This person was not accepted because they didn't look woman enough. They weren't convincing. They weren't playing make pretend good enough to be accepted into this all-women's gym. As we know, there's been a lot of convincing trans people out there. A lot of guys transition into woman, and you might not have known until they said it. Those people would be accepted without question. But because Clyde looks, sounds, moves like a man, they weren't accepted. And honestly, all the women that are at the all women's gym might not feel comfortable. And that's the thing that we don't think about. You as a trans person might feel comfortable. You don't, but anyways, you might feel comfortable in an all-women's gym because you identify as a woman, and meaning you identify as what you see and you want to play make pretend. You might feel comfortable, but that doesn't mean that all the women that might think normally are comfortable and accept you. And I think it's very insensitive to not accept that woman, true woman, actual woman, might not feel comfortable around that. And truly, I think it's 100% the reason is because they're not attractive enough. They don't look enough like a woman. They're not pretty enough, and that's why they weren't accepted. And I think that's ironic because this transgender movement, the woke movement, this woke establishment actually is a woke establishment that accepts other gender people or whatever, wouldn't accept this person because they couldn't play the part good enough. It's actually hilarious seeing this. Some people will say pretty privilege is real. Some of the comments in this thing have me rolling. You see stuff like first comment, how? She looks exactly like Julia Roberts. Like, shut up, bro. Come on, dude. My goodness, all these people saying I wonder why. It's absolutely hilarious. People are not buying into this delusion. I think more people every day are seeing that this is insane. Accepting this as reality is damaging, and it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to accept that this 200-pound, 300, maybe I don't know, 250-pound man is a woman. No, I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to have you work out in this all women's gym where I felt comfortable because there were other people that truly were women around me, and I didn't have to worry about the prying eyes of a man. And honestly, I think one, they weren't accepted because they didn't play the part good enough. But two, I'm sure this dude was giving these girls dirty looks because you are a man at the end of the day. Like, you are a man. Your biology tells you want a woman. You probably were looking at these women lustfully and they didn't like it. And that's why you weren't accepted back. This is the reality of the situation. There's so many scenarios in which, because people were trying to be too woke, women were actually harmed from transgender women. The one that always sticks out in Loudoun County, the poor woman that was sexually assaulted and raped from this transgender man because they allowed men in the woman's bathroom. It's horrible. And honestly, good on this gym for not allowing him back in. But honestly, all those establishments, all the things like bathrooms, whatever, that are for women, we should never allow a man in there, regardless of whether you're trying to be super woke and accepting. There's just there's men are physically stronger than women, and it just takes one bad egg. It takes one horrible person. It already happened, but enabling someone that just identifies as something else just because they want to into a woman's space is dangerous. They're physically stronger. They can take advantage of the system. So I think just us accepting this as the norm is just absolutely horrible and damaging to society. Let's keep watching. This is the last thing, but let's keep watching. I think this video gets even a little bit more insane.
Do we pick the comfort of the transgender person, and they may not be as comfortable with the co-ed gym, but at least that's an alternative? Or do we pick the comfort of the young girls that are working out there? They may not feel comfortable. I don't know if is that fair to them, and what would parents think? What would you think if this is your daughter there?
Negra says he's open to ideas and options.
Real.
Klein Simpson says she understands some may be uncomfortable with trans people.
I mean, all it takes is education. I mean, like once you understand, like trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary people are who they say they are, and I mean, it's as simple as that. Like,
all right, we're absolutely done with this video. I can't do it with this grown man saying this stuff. All it takes is education. Education based on what? What do you mean all it takes is education? Because education 10 years ago told you that a transgender person, a trans woman is not a woman and a trans man is not a man. That's what it said 10 years ago. That's what science said. You can change and cut up your body all you want, but biologically you will always be a man or a woman if that's how you were born. And the whole I don't know what they say. They said non-binary, whatever. Non-binary people don't know what they are at all. They change throughout the week. They are who they say they are. They don't know who they say they are. If you can't define these terms, then there is no education. You can't really be educated because you can't define it. You can't define something based simply on a feeling. I feel like a woman, and honestly, you don't truly feel like any of that. And I said this earlier, you can't feel like something you've never been. If you're a trans woman, you can only reenact what you've seen. That's all you can do. You can imitate, not intimidate, imitate what you've seen. That's all it is. All these this man is acting like a woman because he's seen what women do. He's seen how they act, and that's what he's trying to replicate. That's what it is. It's not, you can't feel like something you haven't been. The fact that I'm talking like this whole episode is just me telling people they can't be what they weren't born as and all this stuff. It's just, I feel like I feel like I'm saying such basic common sense truths that it's absolutely insane that I feel like I have to say this. It's absolutely insane that we've got so far into this world. We've got to this point where people are so confused as they don't even know, that they're a man or a woman. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely dumb. But y'all, this has been 5 levels done. We are 49. Oh my goodness, this episode's even longer than the last one. We are about to be 50 minutes in. But before we go, I need to make sure to put y'all on to the man himself, this conservative-owned business, my man, Mike Lindell. He is a patriot, and honestly, you're helping us. You're helping him. You're helping conservative-owned businesses if you go to mypillow.com. And if I can pull this up, my goodness, if you go to mypillow.com and buy his products, they have amazing stuff. They have the pillows, which are actually comfortable. Read the instructions, know how to fluff it. I know a lot of people have bought it and been like, oh, this wasn't the best experience of my life, but they tell you how to make it the best experience of your life. You should absolutely do it. You can get nice bedding, covers, slippers, footwear, clothing. Valentine's Day is coming up. What better gift than a pet blanket or dog beds? All this stuff you can get with the discount promo code Smith Bros. You just got to enter it where it says enter promo code here and get yourself up to 66% off. And honestly, a lot of this stuff, you are getting insane deals like mattresses for $500 versus $1,000. And if you have been trying to buy any of these products, you understand how expensive they really are. But you can go to mypillow.com, use promo code SmithBros, and get yourself a huge discount. And if you don't want to do that, you can also go right now. It's just on Titus's page, Titus Ellis Smith, to the store option and get yourself some merch. You can get yourself a 5 levels of dumb shirt. You can get yourself a Smith Bros. Stay triggered, my friends. All the different stuff. It would be amazing if you guys had a 5 levels of dumb shirt and were in the show watching with us. It would be amazing. Honestly, like the merch is just so cool. If you ever went to one of the events that we're going to be at wearing our merch, we would be so thankful. And also, you're helping support the channel and helping us upgrade all that we are doing. And if you guys don't want to do that, it's okay, because if you just want to support the channel and donate and help us upgrade what we have, so we don't have these malfunctions like we had halfway through this episode, you can donate down below. All the ways you can do that are down there: Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, all of it's there. But guys, thank you so much for tuning into the video. This has been a truly dumb experience. All this stuff we talked about, it's absolutely insane. But I think this is going to start being either a daily show or a 3 times a week show or whatever. Comment what you honestly comment some stuff that you've seen that's absolutely dumb and we can react to it together. Thank you guys so much for tuning in the video. And